as you already know, in week 10, I talk about usability testing and feedback, what to do with that feedback. In this course, I have set up a Envision app account for all of us to use. So you don't need to worry about creating an Envision account for CM400C projects. This this video begins with the assumption that your you've already created your prototype in Envision. So what this means is you've already digitized all of your wireframe screens. You've put them into a prototype project in the Envision app, and that includes one prototype per app flow for your application. So one thing you have to make sure that you do is you have to make sure that you label your prototype with the title. And here it says version 2, but what I want you guys to do is have the title of your project, and then I want it to say app flow 1, and then if it's the first version, I want it to say V1. So once again, I'm going to have this in a guide sheet for you guys, but title of application, app flow 1 or app flow 2, and which version it is. For this class, you guys are going to be creating 4 prototypes in total. You're going to create a version 1 of your app flow 1, a version 2 of your app flow 1, and then you're going to do the same thing for your app flow 2. So let's go ahead and I'm going to teach you guys how to do a usability test. So you're going to get your partner assigned to you. And what that means is because all of us are able to access the course account, there's no need to share because you'll be able to find your partner's prototype within the account. You're just going to go from there and view the prototype. So we can just view the prototype like so. You're just going to view screen. And then it's actually going to put it into this prototype format in an iPhone. At this point, what we want to do here is we want to go into the configuration because we don't want the phone to be in iPhone 6 and 8 size, because as you notice, once I change that, it becomes really big and you can't see the entire screen in the web view. So what we want to do here is we want to go to configuration and we want it to be iPhone 5 black, iPhone 5 white, whichever is your preference. And we want to make sure that we save that. And as you can see now, I can see the entire screen. So you just want to take a look at it, make sure everything's ready to go. As you notice, guys, there's 20 wireframes. There's 20 wireframe screens in this prototype here. So that's just sort of a mental note of what to expect in terms of how many screens you're going to have to create for your prototype. We've opened the project. We have the prototype open. So the next thing we want to do is we want to do a screen capture. So we want, in order to do the usability test, right, we're going to have to record. Once you have your partner's prototype open, we're ready to do a Quicktime Player recording. So we're going to screen record so that your partner is able to see you advance through the user experience of every flow that you created. So we're going to go ahead and click here. And if you don't have QuickTime Player, you're going to have to download it from the internet. It's free. And we're going to create a new screen recording. And we're ready to record. We're going to go back to the app prototype. And you're going to go through the flow that's laid out for you here. And there should be a description as part of the usability questionnaire that's going to be created by your partner or supplied by your partner. So make sure you read the actual beginning part of the top part of the survey to find out a little bit more information about the flow of the app function that you are supposed to complete from start to finish. I can see here that She has an onboarding process. I'm going to go ahead and click. There's another hotspot there. So this is really nice to include. I like this onboarding process because it really provides some nice feedback on what the app is all about. So I want to start cooking. All right, what are my options here? Okay, so when you're doing the usability test, you're actually also like sort of talking through the process. So I'm like, okay, what are the hotspots? So if you want to find out what the options are, you can actually just sort of click in the middle of the screen and you can view the hotspots in blue. All right, so it looks like I have this option of adding an ingredient, okay, and I can add beef, and then I can find recipes. Ooh, okay, pretty cool. Not sure what happened there. Oh, I see. Okay, so I can actually click on baked chicken parmesan. All right. And okay, I can see the recipe. I can favorite the recipe. Interesting. See substitutes. Okay, so these are some substitutes that I can use. And I can go back to the home screen. So, say that in this example, if she laid out a plan for me to add an ingredient and then add an ingredient that's in my refrigerator and view recipes, this would have been the flow. So, say this is app flow 1. So, we click on here, add an ingredient, beef, great, and then find recipes. So, that could be this is an example of one of the app flows. If she said to go further and favorite a recipe, I could select a recipe and then favorite that recipe. So you want to make sure that in the user testing questionnaire that you're really clear about what the app flow is, what the end goal is. And you want to create hotspots that lead the user through that entire app flow. So you don't want to add additional hotspots that might confuse the person doing the test and therefore they're not able to successfully do the test. Once you're done with that, you can stop the recording and you'll notice that your recording will pop up like so. So once you're presented with the recording, what you want to do after that is you want to go to File and you want to save the recording. And then you want to put like app title underscore app flow 1, whatever app flow it is, version 1. And then you want to put your name. So you're the tester. So for me, I would put Marion because I was the tester. So notice app title, app flow 1, version 1, Marion. What you want to do at this point is you want to add, so let's save it and I'm going to go ahead and save it on my desktop. And then what you want to do after you save the recording is you want to put it into your Google Drive and then share that file with myself and your partner, so the owner of the prototype, so that we can view it. You want to make sure that you share it and give us permissions to view that usability test. And then what you want to do is you want to make sure you fill out that survey so that your partner can view the comments. And you want to make sure you check the final project guidelines to see the timeline for sharing all your prototypes and creating your survey and completing each of the usability tests. If you have any questions or comments about this process, don't hesitate to email me. I expect there to be some difficulties because this is something that's new to you guys this semester and it requires a lot of different applications to be used. So if you need further help, I highly advise you guys to set up an online meeting with me so that I can help you through this process. So just to review, I went through the process of how to create a usability test for your partner, just remember, guys, that it starts with having your Envision prototype ready to go. Aloha.